Okay, so today, for this week's blog, we're going to do a bit of an experiment. The subject I want to cover, I need a little bit of prompting, whereas I would normally just do my videos straight to camera, mostly off the top of my head. I think I need a little bit of support today. So this is a bit of an experiment, me sat in front of my laptop, talking to camera, but using my laptop at the same time. Let me know what you think. If it's rubbish, I won't do any more like this, I promise. But it might work, fingers crossed. Okay, so today's blog is all about using Groupon to market your healthcare practice. I get quite a few questions about how to do it, does it work, what are the pitfalls? So I thought it was about time I addressed the subject and did a blog all about it. So here we go. So first of all, what is it? Well, Groupon is a group purchasing online coupon service. If that makes sense. So people can go onto the Groupon website and they can buy discounted services from businesses in their local area. But the twist is that they only get the deal if so many people buy the deal. So you as the business owner can set a minimum number of purchases. If fewer than that people sign up, then nobody gets the deal and the deal just dies. But if you get your minimum number, then the deal's live. Everybody that's signed up gets the deal up to a maximum number that you set. So I hope that makes sense. The Groupon website is organised by location, and then from location by industry category. So all the healthcare Groupons appear together in your local area. So I'm in Nottingham. I go online, I can see all of the Groupons on offer in the Nottinghamshire area, and I can select which industry sector I'm interested in, particularly, for example, healthcare. Go to healthcare, there's all the different Groupons that are available in my area. The way Groupon market it is they have a massive millions of database of users, and they know where you are geographically as a user, and so when some business comes along to do a Groupon in your local area, they will routinely, once a week I think it is, will send out an email that will tell you all of the new Groupons that have come on in your local area. So you as a business owner know that your business is going to be marketed directly to people in your local area. And the other thing to know about Groupon is Groupon has a massive kind of community of avid Grouponers. It's quite, as I say, quite an enthusiastic and active community. So if you do opt to go down this route, you become part of that community, okay, and you sort of get taken under the wing of the Grouponers, if you like. Okay, so how does it work? So first of all, you have to decide what the offer is you're going to make. Now, in Groupon, majority of offers are 50% discount or higher. So that can be 50% off a clinical service, it could be 50% off a particular product that you're selling, or more, the discount can be bigger, but you've got to decide what the offer is you want to make. Groupon will then help you write and construct the offer so it's appropriate with all the different terms and conditions that need to go with it. And then you need to set your minimum and maximum number. So the minimum number of people you want to take out the offer for it to go live, and the maximum number you can accommodate if you sold that many in your clinic. All the offers are time restricted. That means, the offers have got to be purchased by a certain time. So there is a cut-off time, so you know when you're likely to be busy and when you're not going to be busy. You get your offer posted free of charge on the website. There's no upfront charge with using Groupon. So you get to post your advert, your Groupon, onto the Groupon website free of charge. They then email out all of the relevant people in your local area and let them know, not just specifically about your offer, but once a week, I say they send out an email to all the people registered with them in your local area to tell them what the new Groupons are that have come online. And then if your minimum number of offers is not met, the offer dies, you don't pay anything, but equally you don't get any money into your business either. The patients then pay up front. So if somebody comes on and sees the offer that you've made and likes the look of it, they can buy that, but they have to pay up front, okay? And then they get sent the details of the Groupon. They then phone you, book you the appointment, come along, you register that they've used their Groupon so you can track your marketing. But they also have a use by date, so if somebody doesn't come along after they've bought it by your use by date, the Groupon, the voucher, the coupon actually becomes inactive, so they wouldn't be able to redeem it. So what can you offer on Groupon? Well, there is a whole range of examples. So I just looked on Groupon this afternoon, and there was, in my local area, there is a bakery, and they were doing an offer for £4.50 for a coffee and a pastry. Okay, so that's £4.50. So that's a very, very low end Groupon. On the flip side, again this afternoon, there is one of my local dental surgeries is offering me a dental implant with a crown for £999. And they're saying their regular price is nearly £2,500, so you can see that's a big discount. So there's the whole spectrum of offers on there, okay, and you can be anywhere on that scale. But there are things that you need to do, and you need to understand that you're kind of buying into this when you sign up to do Groupon. First of all, it's imperative that you make sure this makes financial sense for you, and I'm going to come on and talk about the numbers in a little bit, but make sure before you sign on the dotted line that you're sure the numbers are going to stack up for you. You will need to do some marketing. As I say, Groupon will email it out to their database, but you're going to get more value from this if you actively market it yourselves via social media. So if you're already active online on social media with your practice, then this is going to be an additional thing that you can be talking about on social media and directing people to the Groupon website. You as a practice have to be ready. If you sell your minimum number, you're committing to delivering that service. You have to be ready for 2 surges of bookings. There will be a surge at the point at which the offer goes out, and then there will be a surge as the deadline approaches. So be aware and be able to accommodate all of that. Now, I've spoken to practitioners who've used Groupon in the past, and they've had so much interest. They haven't been able to answer the phone quickly enough because people were ringing all in one hit. And when it came to booking appointments, because of their existing patients, they were booked a long way in advance, and people were getting hacked off that they couldn't get an appointment that week or the next week. So do be aware that you will get this surge in uptake, and you need to be able to accommodate that. Be sure you know how to handle people who want to haggle. There will be people who want to extend the deadline of their Groupon voucher. There will be people who want to try and push you for discount off some of your other services once they get into your clinic. So know in your mind before you start how you're going to deal with those hagglers. In order to get repeat appointments from these new people who are going to come to your clinic, the one thing you need to know is that your patient experience has to be amazing. For reasons I'm going to come on to discuss with you, not everybody who comes through Groupon is going to want to rebook. However, if you have got the most amazing patient experience when they come to your clinic, the chances are higher that they will want to be rebooking. And also, and again we're going to talk about the numbers in a minute, but be prepared to make a loss on the sales that you make through Groupon, and look to the long term for making back that money through patients rebooking. Okay? So how do the numbers stack up? Well, this is the reality of using Groupon, okay? First of all, you pay nothing up front, which is great. So you've got no cash outlay from your business at all in setting up your Groupon offer. But Groupon insists that you provide massive discount, because this is how they promote and make sure people sign up. The incentive to sign up for their members is because it's a huge discount. It's not like £5 off or, you know, a free jar of foot cream if you book an appointment. It's a massive discount, and that's what it generates the interest in Groupon. Okay, so you've got to be prepared to offer a massive discount, and I say generally on Groupon it's 50% or more discount off the service or products. You also need to know that Groupon take 50% of any sales. That's huge. Okay, so if you think about it, if your usual price is £40 and you're discounting by 50%, you're down to 20. Groupon are going to take 50% of that, so you're down to 10. So a service you would normally sell for 40, you're now selling for £10. Okay, plus they charge you 2.5% for the credit card charge. Okay, so you're looking at less than 75% of your normal income for that same service. Okay, so you have got to be fairly happy that either your overheads are so low that you can operate at that 75% reduction in income, or you have to be sure that you offer such an amazing service that a significant number of those people using Groupon are going to come back time and time again. Okay, so that's really how the numbers stack up when you're using Groupon. I went in search of some Groupon statistics to find out user experience, business experiences, and there were quite a few different conflicting sources of stats, but I still wanted to share them with you because I think they do make food for thought. So between, depending on where you look, 63% and 80% of purchasers of Groupons will be first-time patients or first-time buyers in any business. Okay, so between 63% and 80% of people who buy will be new to you as a business, which is fantastic if what you're wanting to do is attract new patients to your clinic and let more people know about what you do. Between 36% and 77% of people purchased other goods while they were in that business. Okay, so that could be people who went for a meal, purchased a bottle of wine or drinks, or the offer was for a main course and they also bought a starter or what have you. So again, this is across the spectrum. This is not just for healthcare practices. 85% of customers said they are likely to return to that business having been through the Groupon experience, but another source actually said that on average only 19% actually revisit or repurchase. That's tiny, 19%, okay? 1 in 5 people never redeem their voucher. 1 in 5 pay for it up front and then never actually redeem it. Now for you as a business, that's great because you never have to deliver the service, but you still get the money, okay? 93% of businesses said Groupon brought them new clients. Well, that's a kind of no-brainer, isn't it? You know, if up to 80% of purchasers are first-time buyers, then of course those businesses are going to say that Groupon's brought them new patients, new clients. 84% agreed that businesses agreed that it raised their profile locally. Again, that's pretty much a no-brainer. But 50% of businesses generally do not profit initially from a Groupon offer. Okay, so again, it's about thinking about the long term. Just a bit of warning about protecting your business, because when you offer a discount, you're sending a very specific message to patients. Okay, now if you're offering a discount, people can think that your normal prices must give you a massive profit in the first place in order for you to be able to offer such a huge discount. And therefore, when it comes to them paying full price, they're going to be a little bit resentful because they're going to think, well, they're making a massive profit because they could offer this at half price. They don't realise that you're actually making a loss, okay, just to get them through the door. And offers can actually condition patients to only consider buying when there are offers on the table. Now, I don't know how many of you go to Pizza Express, but Pizza Express have become renowned for offering vouchers online. And now, I don't know what proportion it is, but I only go to Pizza Express now when I've got a voucher. I never go to a Pizza Express when I've got to pay full price because I kind of think, well, I'll just wait for the next voucher. If you only give these offers to new patients, so state that in your terms and conditions, you're going to piss off some of your existing patients if they see the offer, because they're going to think, well, why does a new patient get 50% off and I've still got to pay full whack? Okay, so you've got to be careful with that. And on the flip side, if you offer it to everybody, so anybody, existing and new patients, existing patients are going to buy those Groupons and pay for half price for a service they would have been prepared to pay full price for. Okay, so you've got to be careful, and you've got to think these things through and think of ways of how you could protect your business when you're using Groupon as a marketing tool. Okay, so the upsides of using Groupon to market your practice. First of all, Groupon has a massive, massive network of users, so you're going to get your business out there in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people in your local area, which is fantastic. And it's for free up until the point people buy your Groupons. You will almost guarantee to get new patients into your clinic, provided, as I say, you hit the minimum number of purchases, your Groupon goes live, and then you're guaranteed to get new people into your practice. You will definitely raise your profile locally without a shadow of a doubt, and your offer will go direct to the inbox of people in your local area. And really importantly, once your offer's gone live and people actually buy, you actually sell, Groupon shares those email addresses with you. Okay, so everybody who buys your offer, Groupon will share their email address with you, which means you can use that for future marketing. Okay, which is quite kind of gold dust really when it comes to marketing and practice. Groupon will give you expert help in crafting your offer, so the wording that you're going to use to describe what the offer is, and also putting together the terms and conditions of the offer, which is really important. As I've already said, if people buy but don't redeem their vouchers, you still get to keep the money, which is fantastic. It's a great way, Groupons are a great way of helping you shift either old stock or stock that's selling really slowly. So if you've got, I don't know, some particular orthotic devices that for some reason have been hanging around on the shelf for a long time, or you've got some other products that just haven't sold as well as you thought they were going to, if you do a Groupon offer and the offer is based around those products, then you will shift more of those products, okay? It's going to help you to start to build a relationship. You know, it's going to get you in front of a whole heap more people. They're going to know about you. They're going to be looking at your website. They're going to be maybe connecting with you on social media. So it's a way of starting to make those connections. And setting up Groupon is incredibly easy. 85% of businesses that use Groupon say it's very easy to use, okay? And Groupon do most of the work for you in getting your offer and everything set up. So it's terribly, you know, really, really easy to use. On the downside, in putting out an offer on Groupon, you are going to, not necessarily always, but you're likely to attract low-end bargain hunters. Okay, on the whole, and you have to ask yourself, are those the kind of people I want in my practice? Doing deals can hurt your brand because you become associated with discounting, so again you've got to do it very carefully. All right, it also may not generate repeat business because a lot of the people coming in are bargain hunters. They're going to be looking for the next offer, they're going to be looking for the next low price, right? So they may very well not rebook, and you have to be mindful of that. I think that the stat said 19% of people, only 19% of people who come through Groupon into your business will repurchase or rebook. And the deals don't tend to be profitable. So because of the way the money stack up, unless you've got tiny overheads and a massive profit margin at the outset, the deals are not necessarily going to bring you profit from day one. You've got to maybe look longer term and hope to retain some of those patients to become repeat purchasers from you. In putting the offer on Groupon, the Groupon itself does talk about your business, but people tend to get more hung up about the offer and the deal they're getting, rather than actually taking in your business name, your brand. And so your brand and your business can get a little bit lost in the hype of the offer. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Groupon takes a big cut, we know that already. Okay, so that obviously is a downside to doing business on Groupon. And very price sensitive patients, as I've said, will not be loyal, okay? People who buy based entirely on price will never ever be loyal because they don't care how lovely your surgery is. They don't care how fantastic the patient outcomes are that you get. They only want the cheapest offer, okay? So they won't be loyal. Returning patients, even though they come back, some of them may begrudge paying full price and they may become moaners, all right? And we all know we don't want moaners in our practices, okay? And if you do offers too often, like Pizza Express, people are going to grow to expect them and they'll just wait. They won't rebook until they see the next offer, okay? So Groupon is okay as a marketing tool, provided you're not going to do the offers that frequently, okay? Otherwise people are just going to hang around and wait for the next offer before they book their next appointment. Nearly there. Okay, so my top tips for using Groupon as a marketing tool for your practice are: make sure you make Groupon part of your overall marketing strategy. Don't put all your eggs in a Groupon basket, okay? Make sure Groupon is just a small part of lots of other things that you've got going on in your marketing arsenal. There's a lot of small printing in Groupon with the terms and conditions, and people don't tend to read them. Okay, so what I recommend you do if you do decide to use Groupon is set up a page on your website that is all about my Groupon offers or something like that, where you can very clearly set out in big bold letters and italics the terms and conditions of your Groupon offer. And when people get their confirmation email from Groupon to say they've purchased the Groupon, you can include a link to that page on your website which will reiterate the terms and conditions that they've agreed to in purchasing your Groupon. Thirdly, I would say know your numbers. Be sure you do the maths, okay? And be sure that you're happy to operate at this 75% reduction in the money you've got coming into your practice. A way to look at it is, instead of offering a very specific product, so for example, instead of offering a half-hour massage or a biomechanical assessment as the thing that you're doing in Groupon, make the offer about money. So for example, you could say you'll get £40 worth of treatment for £20. You're not specifying what the £40 is for, but whatever it is, they're getting it for £20, they're getting it half price. When they come to you, they decide what it is, or they book their appointment, they're going to decide what it is they want to come for. And if you're, the thing they want to come for is actually valued at more than £40, obviously they've got to pay the difference. So you're generating more revenue through the Groupon system. Whereas if you just purely sell a service or a product through Groupon, you can't make any more money off that service or product because that's the deal, okay? Bear in mind, generally, unless you do that this is going to be a loss leader. So do be thinking that all these people that are booking appointments to come into your practice, while they're here, what else could I be selling them? Okay, and don't be afraid of asking for the sale, whether it's for a product or another add-on service, and make sure your team are also briefed and trained in asking for the sale. Right, so you can add on, as I say, other products and services to the product or service you've sold through Groupon, and that is a way of increasing the revenue that you generate through using Groupon. When you set out to use Groupon, know exactly what you want to achieve. Are you looking to recruit more patients? Are you looking to shift old stock? What is it that you're actually wanting to achieve in doing this? Don't be afraid to haggle, okay? The Groupon don't shift much, but I have heard instances of practices who've actually got them to agree to a 45% discount rather than a 50% discount, okay? So, think about your profit all the time. It's about your profit margin. So don't be afraid to haggle. Make sure you ask questions before you sign on the dotted line. Make sure you're clear in your head exactly what's going to happen, exactly what you're going to get for your money, exactly how much you're going to be paying back to Groupon, when you're going to be paid yourself. They're guaranteed to pay, sometimes in instalments, up to 60 days after the close of the Groupon offer. Okay, so just again, ask questions, be clear in your head what you're getting into. And finally, just think that there may be other places where you can place offers more cost effectively. So for example, if you've got a Facebook group, you could be putting offers out on your Facebook group at a much lower cost to you as a practice. Okay, so that is my insider tips, top tips into using Groupon. Me personally, I prefer to play the long game, okay? I would rather focus on being extraordinary and offering the most amazing customer patient service, patient experience, remember we were all about. So make sure you're offering this great quality patient experience and put your time and energy into doing that. And if you do that, you'll attract more of the patients that you want to see, who are happy to pay full price, who are happy to come back if they need to, and are happy to refer you on to their family and friends who are likely to be like them. So that's just my opinion, but there are the facts. If you've got any questions at all about using Groupon to market your healthcare practice, you know the score in the box at the bottom of the page. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week in the blog. Take care.